I want to talk about Ja because obviously it's came out today that Shams reported that Ja Morant is on the chopping block. He is looking to be traded by the Memphis Grizzlies before the trade deadline. I have a feeling, and we've talked about this. Maybe you guys agree or disagree. I don't know. I think he's going to get moved. I think that this is coming out right now because this is be turning into Ja's going to go somewhere, and now it's just a matter of where does he go. Do you guys agree with that? Before we kind of talk about a couple of destinations that would be, we've talked about it in passing before, but now that it's fully on the table, we can chat about a few places that it would be fun for Ja. Do you guys think he's going to go before the deadline?
I'll cheat a little bit here. I do think that the union is over, the marriage is over. They're headed for a divorce here, but I don't think that there's anyone that's willing to house Ja, anyone that's willing to get into bed with him. He's proven that his play has regressed a little bit. He's also never disproven that the off the court stuff won't come back because he continues on with the insane celebrations, introducing new ones. So I really don't know if there's a trade market for him. Like, I even think there's less of a trade market for Ja than there was for Trey because Trey had no off the court antics. He was producing on court. He went to a Eastern Conference Finals. So weirdly enough, I do think that it's over, but I think it happens in the offseason and not during the regular season, but I could be wrong.
The reason I kind of think that it happens in like right now mid-season is it was an insane report to just drop that you're going to continue this rebuild around Jaren Jackson Jr. Like, can we be so serious right now? Can we just say that, hey, we're going to enter a rebuild? I get it. 2023 Defensive Player of the Year, but the guy's never even averaged 25 points per game in his career. He is not going to be a guy that's averaging 12 or 13 rebounds per game. I don't understand how you build around him, right? And I don't think that that's exactly what Memphis is doing. To me, it's like they're signaling, even the reports saying that multiple teams are interested. So doesn't that seem like something that Memphis themselves leaked rather than coming from multiple teams?
And Memphis also definitely is the one saying like Memphis saying we're going to build around JJJ is just because they have egg on their face from giving him the whole bag of 240 million just this offseason. Like, don't you think SPJ, like, don't you think that this is just them being like, okay, we've messed up for 3 years straight, and now we just have to blow it up and let everybody know we're willing to blow it up?
We talked about this in the offseason, that it was one of these two guys was going to get the extension, and one of these two guys was going to be the cornerstone of the franchise. And we all kind of thought that neither was a good option, but they were going to have to choose one because they couldn't do both from a financial perspective, and it just didn't make any sense. And they made their choice, and now they have to live with it. I think that you can still try to build around Jaren Jackson, but you have to get more talent. Like, there's just no other way around it.
Like, Jaren Jackson taking floaters should be like, oh my God, we swung the ball twice, end of the clock, 5 seconds left. He takes a hard dribble and he floats it over you. I don't want to see Jaren Jackson isoing on the block. Yeah.
It's his go-to move.
I know, but he doesn't hit it enough.
No, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. Exactly what you're saying is correct. That's a shot that should be a desperation last second shot, not the first shot you take out of your bag on every single possession. You're passing up open threes to take a floater in the lane. You are doing nothing.
He doesn't have a counter. He doesn't have a counter. He's just going to toss it up over you.
And honestly, with Ja, I'm very disillusioned with him now. I don't think he's bringing anything to the locker room. I don't think he's bringing anything defensively. And I know right now on the timeline and kind of everywhere in media, there's a big rhetoric going on around about small guards. And yes, small guards are hard to win when they are your best player, right? But this is a time where Ja isn't doing anything else. Like, you have to have that scoring punch if you were going to be an undersized guard. And if you're not doing that, if you're not averaging the 13, 12 assists like Trae Young is, I don't see what's happening. And I don't know what team I would want to see him on, really. Just before you go, because I only have a team I don't want to see him on. I don't want to see him go to Milwaukee. Brian Rollins is kind of thriving in an expanded role over there. Like, I hate KPJ. I'd love to see him just like leave the league. But I do think that Ja is going to do – is going to be a worse version of Dame. He's going to be a defensive liability. He's not going to give you a scoring punch, and he needs the ball in his hand, and he's just way too ball dominant to play with a guy like Giannis. I don't like it.
All right, I got a lot. But the first thing I'd like to say is thank you. Tell me what it was the ad for, because I have done some ads in my life as an actor. So maybe you did see my face, but I assume it's just somebody that looks probably like me right now. But goated. All right, well, I will jump into this. And what's up, B-Dot? And say one of the two teams that I had circled as possible destination / makes sense / could see happening is the Bucks. I think that they are still void of a secondary superstar type player. Ja does still check those boxes, and I think that he and Giannis would be really fun. So I don't disagree with you that I don't think it's the right move, but I think that will be some, especially right now with all this stuff coming out about Giannis. And I think that Giannis does want to stay in Milwaukee, but like they gotta get some shit there to help him. I mean, I don't think that, like you said, that KPJ / Ryan Rollins, I think that those guys are actually playing better basketball right now than what Ja would bring to the table. But like, the NBA is about names and ticket sales and jerseys and all that shit. So the one that I wanted to
the one thing that scares me about the trade not happening, SPJ, just because you said that and you're from the area, I did a little bit of a deep dive after all of this stuff came out, and I love to do this and go see what the actual fans of the team are saying, because businesses, franchises, they listen to their fan base, because at the end of the day, it's a money-making situation. It is flooding the timeline that no one will go to the FedEx Forum for JJJ. If they trade Ja, there are literally season ticket holders on the timeline going insane that they will just cancel or not go to games if this is what happens. So that's what makes me think, like, do they wait then?
The only way that would get fixed is winning. If they win, if they go to the playoffs, win a playoff series maybe or something, then everything will be forgotten. But dude, I told you guys this last year. I got tickets to go to the FedEx Forum in Memphis, and I got like eighth or 10th row behind the basket against the Nuggets for like $25-$30 a piece.
Oh my God.
I never asked, but holy fuck.
What?
They were sub $50 a ticket for sure. And this was against the Nuggets.
What?
And this was Nuggets versus Grizzlies last season, which was, Desmond Bane, Ja Morant versus Jokic and Jamal Murray. But unfortunately at that point, I bought the tickets like a month in advance. It was like 10 days in advance. And then Jokic and Ja got ruled out for that game. So I didn't get to see either one of them. That was when Russ got his record-setting triple-double, though, which was cool. But my point is, yeah, that was dope. But the one thing, this is a team that I wanted to ask you guys, because I was looking up and down both conferences, figuring out. I don't think he's going to go in the West. I think he's going to go somewhere in the East if he moves. Because I couldn't find a team on the West that made sense. That just none of them make sense. Even the ones, the bottom dwellers. Maybe the Kings, but like at this point, the Kings are like, your friend that has the friend that gets passed around, and then everybody talks about it. And like at this point, I feel like that's just the king.
Vivek's that owner that'll take him on. You know what I mean?
I know you're going to say the team you want him to go to, but you're kind of cooking with the Kings because they have large contracts, dudes that Grizzlies could use to reach the cap floor while they let Cedric, Wells, and all these other guys just go off. Yeah. So you're thinking a little bit.
Zach LaVine / DeMar could totally have some fun in Memphis. My thought was, though, the Orlando Magic. They're sitting at 6th right now in the East. They don't have a point guard. I know Jalen Suggs is there, and that's fine. But, like, I think it could be interesting.
That would be the worst shooting team of all time.
And, like, they got worse defensively, too. That's my frustration with that. It's a team it's already defensively regressed so much, and you would expect some better shooting with a guy like Desmond Bane out there. It hasn't really, taken place like that. Maybe they take a swing for the fences because they're down bad and right now in the way it's kind of going, but I don't think it works. Again, Ja might turn into a different player once he gets traded. Sometimes that happens too. Situation changes and a little bit of a chip on your shoulder. Sometimes a kick in the ass the player needs, right? Like we have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's what a player needs too. So sometimes it changes. Like I'm not expecting
we know
the Ja
he's
we're watching
with the coach.
Yeah, like I'm not expecting the Ja we watched over the last 8 weeks to show up wherever he goes. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he is still somewhat the talented guy that we've seen take a team to a 3 seed.
Let's see. So this ties into what we've talked about Paolo struggling. Like this would help with the distribution of, because Ja I don't think has to be a 30-point scorer to be a influential basketball player. Like he can be a guy that gets you to the cup, sprays the ball out, facilitates. He's had triple doubles in the NBA. This is a guy who has flirted with, 25, 10, and 6 seasons / had them in his prime, and he's still technically in his prime. So I think you could fit in nicely. I don't think it's going to happen, but I was trying to look at teams that just like make sense. Like look at the Eastern Conference. The Pistons, they ain't doing it. Knicks, no. Celtics, no. Raptors, no. Sixers, no. Heat, Magic, sixth. Heat, him and Eric Spoelstra would.
I like the
do
Heat.
you think, bro, he ain't playing for Eric Spoelstra. You think Spo wants him there, dude?
I'm just saying, if there's
he accepts limitations.
If there's a GM/president and a coach that are willing to take a shot and be like, hey, I can fix him, it's that franchise down there in Miami. And you know what I mean? I don't know.
I mean, Florida, staying in Florida, SPJ, fucking, you need a guy that can space the floor for Orlando. Trae Young is the guy who should probably be wearing a Magic jersey.
So you mean that
I would like Trae in the Bucks jersey too.
That was my question before when V was going. Like, at the end of the day, as we cap this topic off, because I really do want to talk Kawhi, who would you rather have out of these guys, Ja or Trae?
Trae, no question.
It depends on the team.
There's not.
All right, so if you're a GM that just inherited a team this year and you need to make a stamp on your team and you're going to make 2 or 3 moves to make that stamp on your team, who do you want to make the first stamp with, Ja or Trae? Puts in a little bit of context a little bit.
Is there a C? Is there another option? Is there another door that I can take?
In my opinion, they have the same limitations. They have the same limitations. But Trae has better shooting, better vision, and better control of the game than Ja does. That's my thing.
If I'm trying to get butts in seats and grow a franchise to the point where it's becoming like popularly like relevant, probably Ja. But if I'm trying to actually go and win and be relevant that way, probably Trae.
I will say though that if Trae Young has his stock crater even more, like he doesn't play the rest of this season, the Brooklyn Nets have so much cap space and so many picks, they might just sign him for the marketability of him playing the Knicks all the time, him being in the vicinity of the Knicks, him being in New York.
4 times a year, all 4 games in New York would be fucking cinema.
I still stand on my take that I think that Giannis is going to end up playing for the Nets, but that's from a while ago. And I don't know if he's going to end up leaving Milwaukee, but
I mean, the Nets have so many picks, they could get both. And we've seen this before in the NBA. Guys want to make trades that ends them up winning right away. We've seen the Nets already attempt this multiple times with KG, with James Harden and Kevin Durant. We've seen them take these hard
Kyrie Irving,
these hard swings. What makes us think that this franchise is all of a sudden not going to do that anymore when it's been the same owner for about a decade now?